good morning, and Happy New Year to everyone.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
I'm Adrian.
And I am Brittany. Today we are here on Let's Talk Woman to Woman with Miss Michelle Aiken,
Yes.
aka the Bold Mover Lady.
And we'll talk more about that shortly.
Absolutely. She is a wonderful lady, jack of all trades. She has a long list of things that she does. So we'll definitely get into that later. But for those who are just tuning into our show for the very first time, we are a mother and daughter brand. We go by Elegant Behavior. Our show is pretty much based upon fashion, beauty, and just our platform to inspire other people, not just women, but people in general. Each week we feature a woman of the week that you will hear about later on in the show. And we just like to uplift and inspire and promote and support other women. So that's pretty much what our show is all about. We also have our own product line called
Zuri Body Essentials by Elegant Behavior.
Yes, Zuri Body Essentials. We have sugar scrubs, shea butter creams,
sea salts,
lip scrubs, all types of stuff. So if you are interested, definitely go to www.elegantbehavior.com, and there you can purchase and join our mailing list so you can stay in the loop with Elegant Behavior.
Yes.
Absolutely. So I just want to go ahead and get started with our beauty and fashion segment. Kylie Jenner. So last week, Mom, you talked about Caitlyn Jenner.
I did talk about Caitlyn Jenner.
Yes, Caitlyn Jenner, and so she has collaborated with MAC with her line, and it's very, very nice.
It is nice.
I saw it.
I did have an opportunity to see it, and you're absolutely right. It's
very nice
very
collection.
Yes,
and she does have everything. She has the lashes, she has the lips, lipstick, gloss,
shadows,
eyeshadow,
everything,
eyeliner. Michelle, are you okay?
You okay?
I'm good.
All right. Well, Kylie Jenner, she drops her Royal Peach Kai Shadow palette. On the night prior to New Year's Eve, Kylie Jenner released a sneak peek of her Kylie Cosmetics Royal Peach Kai Shadow palette. Mom, I showed you that. Remember she kind of showed it on Snapchat?
Oh, you did.
It had a lot of pretty colors. It had a lot of the peach, obviously, because you know the name of it, but it had like some blues and olive greens. And I just told you, Michelle, that's one of my favorite colors is olive green. It's like it's a very neutral color that you can wear whatever.
And remember last week we were saying that green is going to be the color of the year.
Yes.
Have you started seeing that yet?
Yes, I have.
So you're a believer?
Well, no, I never was not a believer.
You're just giving me a hard time.
Only thing I said was that you like to wear green eyeshadow and you match it with everything. That is a compliment. Wouldn't you say so, Michelle?
No, I would not say anything on this subject. I am not the fashionista. I would not say a darn thing on this subject.
She is not playing. That is so funny. Well, none of Kylie's previous palettes included either a mirror or a brush. So now it'll have, of course, a brush and it'll have a mirror so you can kind of use it on the go. I kind of think that most eyeshadow palettes should have that, but I'm glad she jumped on the bandwagon with that. It has a total of 9 shades. With the new year, features a full dozen of different shades, some shimmery, some matte, and really, really nice. It's expected to pretty much be available for purchase January 12th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time.
Okay. They have just sewn up every aspect of everything. She has a clothing line.
Yes, she has her and her sister, Kylie and Kendall clothing that is available in Bloomingdale's, Nordstrom's, a lot of the high-end stores.
Are they in Target?
No, they're not in Target, unfortunately. But yeah, so I mean, the palette is really good for the go out, night on the town, get all glammed up, but it's also really good for the day-to-day look as well, the average woman going to work or whatever. So I really like the palette. I've heard mixed reviews about her makeup in general. I've heard that there has been a lot of improvement, but I have not tried it yet. Every time I turn around, it's like sold out. So
which her are you talking about now?
Kylie.
Okay.
Yes.
Because, initially, didn't she receive some negative reviews?
Right, that's what I was saying. I heard mixed reviews. Some people love it. Obviously, it's sold out all the time. But I've heard a lot of mixed reviews in regards to her lip kit that she had. That is really, that the matte lip dries out the lips. And, I heard a lot of stuff. But I haven't used the products myself personally. So I don't want to put any type of negative influence on it, but I heard mixed reviews. So on another note, Miss Gwen Stefani, you guys are familiar with Gwen Stefani. I love her. She is Revlon's new brand ambassador.
Oh.
I thought that was really nice.
That is nice.
Yes, what a great way to start the new year. Makeup brand Revlon just made an important, empowering statement by choosing rocker Gwen Stefani as its brand new brand ambassador. So last week we spoke about Willow Smith being Chanel's brand ambassador.
Yes.
So now Gwen Stefani is Revlon's brand ambassador. That's really nice. Besides being an incredibly talented artist and a musician, Gwen Stefani has never kept her passion for a makeup as a secret. In regards to, she always is known for the red lip.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen her? Every time I see her, she has like that really nice pop.
It just pops.
Red lip, no matter what she has on.
And it always looks good on her, though.
It always looks good. It always looks good.
May I ask, how old is Gwen Stefani?
You know what? I want to say she's in her 40s. Mm-hmm. I'm not 100% sure, but she looks great.
Which to me is also significant because you have a really young person representing Chanel, which is one of my favorite brands.
Yes.
And then you have somebody who is in her 40s representing a brand. And so I like that.
Yes. And so Gwen Stefani, she actually said that she looks at makeup as just being another form of expressing yourself in art, which it really is. In our regards, makeup or someone's face, it's like a blank canvas.
It is.
And you can, mix and match colors and blend this, that, and the other, make someone into an entire different person.
You really can.
And so, it completely transformed. So I totally agree with her with that. And so I'm really proud of Miss Gwen Stefani with, being the Revlon's brand ambassador. I mean, that's a big deal.
It is.
That's a big deal. And, she had different lines with Urban Decay. I have her eyeshadow palette.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
Actually, last week on our shoot that we had with you, Michelle, we used the Gwen Stefani eyeshadow palette on you.
Oh, okay.
She's like, oh, I didn't know that.
Nice.
Look at that.
I like it.
So she has a really good taste in colors. But, I am really proud of Gwen Stefani. She is a legend, not only in the music industry, but fashion and now makeup as well.
All right, girl.
So awesome job with that, Miss Gwen. Did you guys hear about Viola Davis? She will be receiving her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
I did. I really like her.
Yes, I thought that was so nice.
Versatile. I really, really like her.
Yeah,
I think she's very deserving.
She's really has grown because I think, for a few years, it seemed like all the roles that she used to play was like the mom or, she was abused some type of way. I don't know. It just seemed like those are different roles that she's played. But now my favorite show is How to Get Away with Murder. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that show? I know you don't watch it, Mom, but Michelle, have you seen that show?
Oh, yeah. And I really like it. And if you can catch the repeat of Inside the Actor Studio, she talks about it and growing up very poor, and saying that they moved to Rhode Island where her father was a racehorse groomer, and being on welfare, and she told little funny stories about stealing food and rats and why she's afraid of the dark. And so to me, listening to that and seeing where she is now, it just gives you such an appreciation for what comes out of hard stuff.
That is really
inspiring.
Good. Yeah. That was good.
Yeah, that's inspiring.
I got lots of those.
I mean, because with Viola, with all celebrities, the only thing you see is the now.
Right.
You don't see what they went through. And so it's very inspiring to see that, she came from little to nothing.
Yes.
To now she's this big star, she's on this, she's on that, and she's been accepted different awards, and it's just I'm just so proud.
And you know what, I think what I really like about her is her look.
Yes.
Because she looks like the average Black woman.
Yes.
She has full lips. I think she's a beautiful woman.
And it's been some, I didn't mean to cut you off, I'm sorry, but it's been sometimes in How to Get Away with Murder that she's seen with no wig, no extensions, no nothing, just
no,
her.
That's a bold move.
Just her.
And,
she
wanted it that
way.
Really?
Yeah, she was very natural, and she, did not look the most presentable, I would say. I mean, because you should love yourself who you are, but she wasn't the glitz and glam. Mm-hmm. She was her real Viola. Mm-hmm. She has a really beautiful daughter.
Oh, does she?
Yes, young daughter.
You know what?
Like she's about 8.
I did see that. There was a picture with her and her husband and her young daughter, mm-hmm. and she is a very cute girl. But that's one of the things that I really like about Viola is that she looks like the average Black woman.
Yeah.
She doesn't. It's not the thin nose and the thin lips. Mm-hmm. She looks like a Black woman, and she accepts it, and she owns it, and she does very well in that. And I really like that. I like that.
Now, I don't know if this just has a lot to do with her roles, but she seems like a very strong woman too.
Yeah. Well, first of all, for all the things that you said that she's had to go through, she's had to be a strong woman.
And she deserves this title.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. She's been in the game a long time.
She has. So kudos to you, Miss Viola.
Yes, congratulations.
As you all know, I just want to, extend prayers out to what happened yesterday in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, at the airport.
That was terrible.
That was I was on the phone with you, Mom, and I'm like, because it just popped up on the screen. I was watching The Chew on Channel 7, The Chew on Channel 7, and it was I'm like, Mom, there was a shooting. It was just 5 people were killed.
It's just, when is it going to stop?
8 were injured. His name was Esteban. I cannot remember the last name, but I was watching the coverage of it. And it just goes to show you different witnesses were calling in, mm-hmm. and they were telling their side of the story. And, I was just thankful that that's never happened in any, place that we've been. But I just couldn't imagine being there. You're getting your bag, because it was, where people were picking up their bags from off the plane. You get the baggage claim. And I was just like, oh my God. And so as people were calling in, I kind of got tickled, because this one guy, he said that how, yes, he saw the shooter, and he had this uniform on with this really big gun, and, he was yelling out, I am not Jewish, this, that, and the other. So that was, at one point, that was the only witness that we've heard who have seen the shooter.
Somebody always finds that guy.
Exactly. So then this older lady, she came on, and she actually worked there. She was one. Oh no, I'm sorry. And then he said that him and his friend got separated, and then the reporter was like, well, I hope your friend's okay. You need to go find your friend. Oh no, he's fine. I saw him running in the other direction. It was just too much.
You just saw everything.
Exactly. You just saw everything. So the older woman,
well, let me tell you what really happened.
Exactly. The older woman, she got on there. She actually worked there. Like the different kiosk people, mm-hmm. That are there trying to sell you different packages, right. Whatever. That's what she did. She said she was like 20 feet away from the guy. She said she did see him. He had like a bluish green shirt on. So then the reporter was like, well, we've heard that he had a uniform on. She said, no, he didn't have a uniform on. And then, and then the reporter asked, well, we did hear reports of him screaming, shouting, I am Jewish. Did you hear him say anything? And so the lady was like, no. She said, unless he said under his breath, he didn't say anything. And it just goes to show you that people
under your breath.
Right.
And the woman said, well, no, he didn't have a really big gun, So it just goes to show you that, I don't know if it's because people they're frightened and they're just in the moment, really, shaken up in the moment. They thought
that's a lot of embellishment.
They saw different things.
Just a lot of embellishment.
It was just like, wow. So, you got to take what people say for a grain of salt,
right.
Which the reporter said. He said, because everything is so fresh, you kind of got to be careful with the information that is given by the witnesses.
But he got his 15 minutes of
He got his 15 minutes.
Talking about him
Yes,
today.
Absolutely. So, I don't want to make a joke. I just got pretty tickled at that part, but I just could not imagine being there. And
No.
just for the people that work at the airport, to the people who were traveling at that airport, the families, could you imagine you being worried, not knowing what's going on? And they kept playing the tape over and over again. There was a guy that was shot, and it was just really
because when you and I were talking about it, the count was 3. And then it went, to 4. Then it went to 5. And I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. And like you said, you and I, we've talked about this. We were talking about this last weekend, how, the different violence that's appearing in the malls or whatever. And we can't imagine being in a mall shopping and all of a sudden people start shooting. It's just, when is it going to stop?
Absolutely. And it was terrible because initially it was 4. It was 9 injured, 4, killed, and then it went from 8 injured to 5 killed. So one of the people that were injured, they ended up passing away. It was sad. It was very sad. This has made national news with these 4 teens.
Ooh-wee.
The 4 teens that tortured and abused this young guy. He was 18.
Special needs, yeah.
He had special needs, and he was white. And it made national news where they were on The View talking about this. And this happened right here in Chicago.
Yes, they were on Good Morning America talking about it. The president even chimed in.
Yes.
I am so disgusted. I am so disgusted by
they
what
were held without bail.
And as well as they should.
And then it was on Facebook Live. And what the most crazy thing to me was they were saying, like, why aren't we getting as many likes? We need people to be commenting. Why people aren't commenting? Yes.
I purposely did not watch the video.
No, I didn't watch the video.
I couldn't watch the video.
They were saying that in the video?
Yes. We need more likes. I don't know why people aren't commenting. Yes.
Now I understand why what they were talking about on Good Morning America, when they were saying that Facebook should have shut it down at some point. I didn't know because I came in on the tail end of that. That is horrible. That is horrible.
I mean, as much Facebook keeps close watch and saves things, someone could have been monitoring that. And I didn't see the video. I did not want to see the video. I just could not. First of all, the trauma and just all of what that kid has to go through, he will always remember that. And they said that they have to take him to different treatments and stuff, because of that. Psychologically, could you imagine?
No, I can't. No.
And he already had special needs on top of that.
And he trusted, because he was friends with one of the young men.
It was supposed to be a sleepover.
Yeah, and he trusted him. And then I don't know, did you hear about the 2 girls? The reason that they received additional charges? The neighbor in the apartment or wherever this took place was complaining about the noise that they were making. And she told him, if you don't quiet down, I'm going to call the police. The 2 girls kicked her door in, stole from her. That's how he was able to get away. We don't know where the young men were at this time, but the 2 girls kicked her door in and then stole. What kind of people are these?
But you know what? And I go back to, who raised these people?
Seriously.
Because the fact that you feel entitled to do this, and when somebody complains about it, you kick their door in. There are some diagnosis codes for some of these.
Seriously.
Things, but some of it is just, again, we're talking about that 15 minutes of fame. You're on Facebook filming this and wondering why you're not getting any likes.
That's terrible.
This is not socially acceptable.
No.
But as a society, we have accepted this kind of behavior.
It's ridiculous. And these people are young.
Yes.
But they grew up in a generation where there were cameras on everything and you could film whatever foolishness you want to. Don't forget there was a murder on Facebook Live last year.
Yes, you're right.
So everybody wants this. I can be a celebrity if I find something outlandish to do and film it. And they are.
I was just in complete disgust.
Totally disgusted.
And my thing is, I cannot only imagine for the young boy, but then his parents. It's one thing to have
trusted that, it was going to be what they said it was going to be.
It's one thing. Thank God he's alive and he's well.
Well, listen now, hold on. If the neighbor had not complain.
That's
Who's
right.
to say what they would have done?
They probably would have killed him. If they did all that, they probably would have. Thank God. Thank God.
That's terrible.
But
that is
that just goes to show you that it goes back when you're talking about parents. The parents who let your children spend the night at other kids' homes, this, that, and the other, you have to really be careful of where you are letting your child go. I mean, of course, as you get older, you want to let them have some freedom, but you have to really be careful. And he was 18, so he wasn't like 9 or 10 where you would usually meet the meet the parents. That's ridiculous. And he lived nowhere near there.
No.
He lived like in the suburbs.
Yeah. I'm just, not to certainly make the parents of this young man seem to be guilty of this or anything of that nature or at fault. They were trusting.
Yes.
Right.
They were trusting.
And I wasn't trying to.
No. And I understand that. And they were very trusting. I don't know, honestly, I'm not being in judgment of it, but I don't know if I had a special needs child, if I would have allowed that. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
I agree with you with that, but I think coming from their perspective, I think because the guy, he was 18 as well.
Yeah.
So because he had special needs and everything, and yes, he was, they were very trusting. I think, well, let's let him have a little fun,
I get that.
And it
I
was
get that.
New Year's Eve.
I get that.
And so they were, I guess, from the way I'm looking at it, as they were trying to give him some freedom
and allow
letting
him some independence.
Yes.
Yeah, and he probably was very excited about it. Something he really wanted to do.
Yes.
And so I'm just disgusted. I am so disgusted. It is not representative of Black people.
Not at all.
It's just not.
But where were the parents of these 4 people?
I don't know. Now that I don't know.
Did they have their own place?
I think the sisters did. I think the sisters did. Okay. I don't know the relationship to the guys, to the girls. I don't know, but it was the sisters' apartment. I'm just disgusted. I'm sorry.
And the family spoke, and he said that we haven't actually read any of the comments or spoken to anybody directly, but they were very thankful of the supports that they have gotten from them.
Yeah.
And so
we've talked about that young man, Dylan, whatever his name, that he is not representative of all whites. We say it all the time.
I put him in the same category as these kids.
Disgusted. But you can't, put everyone in the same category to say all white people are bad or racist, all Black people are bad or racist, because they're not. You're going to have those that, but that does not mean that they are representative of our race, because I am disgusted, and half of America is disgusted.
More than half.
Yeah.
Because it really is a minority of people who are committing these crimes. But because of the coverage, it taints.
Exactly. Because, sometimes they can make Chicago seem as it is one of the worst places that, when we come out of our homes, we're all robbed and beaten and burned. And that's not true. You have pockets. Right. Now, Chicago is bad. Now, I'm not going to say it isn't, but across the board, Chicago is a very nice city.
Well, your president-elect says.
Oh, we are not going to do that. So I have 2 more weeks? Yeah. Do I have 2 weeks?
Okay. I'm sorry. I just interjected.
I can't. I have 2 weeks.
But those are the kinds of things when people have a mic and a camera in front of them. And then you get somebody who makes a statement like that.
Right.
It is not reflective of the city. No. This city is culturally one of the best in the nation.
Yeah.
And there's, so I'm just. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm shutting up.
Well, speaking of president-elect, unfortunately, we are, got just days left to say goodbye to the Obamas.
Yeah, it is most unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate.
I'll go out and say it.
It's unfortunately, we have to say goodbye. Miss First Lady Michelle Obama delivered her final speech as First Lady on Friday while presenting the 2017 School Counselor of the Year Award. It was very emotional. She teared up. A lot of the crowd teared up. It was just, it's really sad. A lot of people are really sad about this. Because I was too young to care about like Bill Clinton and, the Clintons or anybody else. But this is like a lot of the millennials, people in my age group, this is our first president that we actually took part in, that we participated in to make him become president.
Right.
So it is really sad when someone that, for 8 years we've had him as president, and you can say what you want about him if you don't really like him, but this is it's really sad, and I'm really sorry to see
very sad
them
about
go.
it. I am too.
And it is such an opposite of what the replacement is like at the other end of the
Totally.
So you don't even get to ease into it.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
You're right. We're just being thrown to the wolves.
He's trying to pretty much just reverse everything that Barack Obama spent 8 years building. And just like with this whole healthcare act and just all of that, it's just like you said, we have no way of just like a smooth transition. It's just here. Yeah. And it's just way too much. So
it's seriously, I'm very serious when I say it's something I just can't even handle to think about. Seriously,
God is good, and we're gonna push through it.
Talk about God being good because
hopefully all we got is 4 years.
Yeah, but you know what? What really makes the Obama so full of substance for me is that the whole 8 years they fought a bill Congress that literally did nothing. Nothing. After your inauguration, you have somebody said, our one mission is to make Barack Obama a 1-year president. And it wasn't just being the first Black president, but probably the most opposed president
and disrespected.
Maybe since the first one.
Disrespected.
Yes.
Disrespect. Not only just the president, his wife,
and
the
they
first
still
lady,
kept their
children.
head held high.
Never said anything.
Never.
All the monkey comments.
Never.
You're a better Christian than me.
He's not a citizen. He wasn't born here.
I would not have proven my citizenship. I would not have produced a birth certificate.
Started by the guy you just elected.
Exactly. I would not have done any of that. So, seriously, they conducted themselves with grace and honor and dignity, more than I was in elegance, more than I am capable of doing. Trust me, because I would have snapped a long time ago.
And it just goes to show you that our kind of people that look like us can just achieve anything. They went to the best of schools. They are from Chicago, who our president-elect is, acting as if it's Iraq or, that we just live in this third world country. That's what he pretty much compared it to. And so they came from this third world country that you talk about. And the fact that they're, for 8 years.
And last week we talked about Michelle Obama being our woman of the week, and she is a Harvard graduate. She's extremely educated. She is a beautiful Black woman. She's raised beautiful children.
Both of them.
Very, they're college bound. So you know what?
You talk about the American dream.
Yes.
That is truly the American dream.
It sure
to be here, to be from the United States, to live in a some may consider not so promising city.
Chicago. How often is that?
I'm like, this is better than the American dream, because in the American dream, everybody has an equal chance.
That is true.
Those people, we have to fight harder to achieve the American dream.
Yeah, that is so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right
about
about
that. She grew up on the south
that.
side of Chicago. How awesome is that?
Yes.
I am so proud.
Yes.
And they're
like, she's a real Chicagoan.
She is really a Chicagoan, and they are truly going to be missed.
I am proud to say that I'm from Chicago because of who our president and first lady was.
Absolutely. She will always be.
She probably made a double.
Oh.
That is an insider.
That is an inside joke. And you know how they have remember those shows that they used to have that little hook and they would just
like Showtime.
Right.
The Sandman was coming.
That's it.
You guys are too funny. And this is like this every time we get together. This is not our first time meeting with Miss Michelle.
No, it isn't.
So every week we have to mention and acknowledge a wonderful woman doing great things. Mm-hmm. And this week, our woman of the week is Jeanette Epps.
We will never have her again.
Did she?
She was about to stand up for
Did
the
she think that she was the woman of the week?
Brittany?
I am so sorry, but unfortunately not.
No, you're not.
So,
Not at all.
As I was
Not even
saying,
close. Wasn't even a consideration.
Coffee is doing the trick.
Wasn't even a consideration.
as I was saying, we will possibly consider you in the
No, we won't. No, we won't. No, we
next
won't.
year.
No, we won't. Let's not even raise that false hope. No, we won't.
So,
It's not happening.
that was wonderful. I love the confidence, but
Yeah, right. I love the confidence. Right, yeah.
okay. So, Miss Jeanette Epps, on Wednesday, NASA announced that Jeanette Epps will be the first African American astronaut to board the International Space Station.
Ooh.
According to a press release, Epps and a veteran astronaut, Andrew Fustel, will arrive to the station in May of 2018. She will be the flight engineer for Expedition 56 and will stay on board for Expedition 57. She is from New York and has a PhD in aerospace engineering. And she was also a NASA graduate student researchers project
Wow.
fellow. Yes.
Isn't that awesome?
Yes,
On
it
top
is.
of that,
Yes.
Epps was recruited by the CIA and spent 7 years as a technical intelligence officer before becoming an astronaut in 2009.
Wow.
So this girl is making some serious history.
Yeah, she is.
Epps is one of more than 200 astronauts who have worked on the ISS since November 2000.
Ooh.
So kudos to you, Miss Jeanette Epps. It's just another one of those Black girl magic moments that we were talking about.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Making bold moves.
Yes.
And speaking of making bold moves, and hope we don't regret this opportunity to talk about. But we wanted we wanted to because last week we were talking about ending our year and what we were going to do in 2017. And so we thought it was only befitting that we would have Miss Michelle Akins here,
The bold mover lady
bold mover
herself.
lady. And so she has built a brand on talking about making a bold move.
And encouraging others.
And encouraging others. She certainly has been, one of our greatest supporters and has encouraged us to pursue our dreams and to go forward.
Yes, and even more in detail with that, last year we spoke about how we only been doing elegant behavior for a year. And honestly speaking, Michelle Akins was one of the first people that we have presented and expressed our idea. And at that moment, it was just an idea. So this woman has truly seen elegant behavior as a little egg and hatch into this wonderful, beautiful thing. And, she has seen us from the beginning where all we had was business cards and to where we had no products. And now we have products and no websites. Now we have websites. So she has definitely seen us from rock bottom and just to blossom up. So without further ado, just want to welcome you again, Miss Michelle Akins.
To Let's Talk Woman to Woman.
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely.
Coerced as it was. No, I'm just kidding. But you know what? Bold moves are about people having the courage to be and do what they were created to be and do. And most of us live our lives so far beneath what we were intended to be. And so one of the things that I've found that propels people into bold moves is tragedy, a job layoff or a loss of some form. And you don't have a choice except to look inside of you. And so I am very privileged to be able to look at people and kind of see fairly quickly what's in them. And you two, all jokes aside, when we first sat down at that dinner at the restaurant, and we laughed and we joked and you said, this is what we're thinking about and da-da-da. And I listened, I was like, you all are on to something.
You did. You said it.
And
I have certainly said that. You said that. You definitely said that. And we went home with such hope and we were on such a high. Brittany and I sat there and talked for hours after that because you were the first one to believe in what we were talking about. And of course, none of us saw any of what's going on now, and it is yet to be seen. But you are true to what you say, that you inspire women to make that bold move, or people, not just women, people to make that bold move, because it can be intimidating. What made you make your bold move?
Well, my background is in magazine publishing, and I, as a part of a company, launched a magazine, a women's magazine, national. We were the only magazine for women of faith to get shelf space in secular stores.
Oh, okay.
And but a successful magazine is expensive. And our parent company had a record company and a magazine company, and they were both doing very well. And they had to make a decision because we can't afford the expenses of both of them. And so the magazine was eliminated. That was in 2009. And I went home. It was October of 2009. October is a very significant month for me. And I went home and I tried to pull myself together, started sending out resumes. I have a master's degree. Nobody cared.
Yeah, you're right.
2 years. I sent out resumes.
Wow.
And
with a master's degree.
With a master's degree. Both of us were looking for a job.
Wow.
And but that wasn't the hard part. The hard part for most people is the internal questioning. Well, maybe I'm really not that good. Well, maybe there really is something wrong with me.
That's where the devil takes over.
Oh my goodness.
But you know what? We are raised to be performers. Successful people make stuff happen. Yeah. So if you're not making something happen,
you're not successful.
You're not successful.
And you know what? And it gets it, like Brittany said, if it can get into your head, that's where it all starts. If it can get into your head and you really begin to believe what your head is telling you, and not where your passion is, or just believing in yourself, you don't have a chance.
And Adrian, I am a pretty resilient and strong person. That took 2 years to get me to a point. I mean, for 2 years, I went through this, and what snapped me out of it was a young person that I had mentored called and said, "Can I ask you, how do you start a magazine?" And we talked for about 2 hours. All of this stuff came out of me that I knew, that I had forgotten I knew. And I got off the phone and I was like, "Wow, Lord, that was really good." And the Lord said, "What would you have wanted somebody to say to you 2 years ago?"
Wow.
And I said, I would have wanted them to tell me that I wasn't finished. There was still something great in me, but I would have wanted them to say, "Let's go find it." And he said, "So you get up and you start telling people."
Oh,
wow.
And that is when I started. And once I got that perspective, my background actually is tailor-made for me. My master's is in organizational leadership. I went to school to help businesses be better, but I didn't see all of the connections in the pieces. And so I started CP Prime Woman as a consulting firm to help women in their 50s who had been downsized from job to rediscover and redefine themselves as leaders. Because if you've worked for somebody for 25 or 30 years, you don't think like a leader.
No.
You think like an employee.
Yes, you do.
And in order to effectively lead, you have to change the way you think.
And you know what? To just listening to what you said, how everything just kind of came together. Our life is what's meant for you and your destiny. It'll all come back in full circle, like my mom said. You had no clue that what you were going to school for back then, that it would tie into what you're doing now and inspiring other women or just people in general.
Inspire people just get goose pimples, but they don't do anything. 85% of the people I talk to don't do squat.
You know what?
That is true.
You are so true. Oh my goodness, you are so right about that.
That is so true.
That's something that really bothers me, because
Yes.
I'm a very passionate person. If it's something I believe in, I am like, "Oh, let's talk about this. Let's do this." And when I see people, that I try to encourage, they're looking at me like, that is just, wow.
They settle is what they do.
And I don't understand that mindset.
Whatever lifestyle that they have, whatever state that they're in right now, they settle because they don't feel that they can go beyond what they are already doing.
In my early 40s, as I am,
Stop.
I am mid-40s, in my mid-40s.
Stop. We do not lie on this show, okay?
In my mid-40s,
we like to keep it real on this show.
I am always striving to be better. So you guys go ahead with that.
In my early 40s.
I said, okay,
that was 10. That was like
mid-40s. That's the story I'm
that
sticking
was like
with. Keep
10,
it moving. Keep
11
it
years
moving.
ago.
That's the story I'm sticking with. I'm not gonna be like the president and bring my birth certificate and say, you all can move on with that. That ain't even.
When we were growing up, the older people say, now stay in your place. Stay in your place.
So I am not, I told you the president is a far better person than me. I am not bringing my birth certificate to prove. I'm sticking with mid-40s. Keep it moving.
Yeah, okay.
Next.
She's a trip.
I am a trip. Yes.
Jesus. But yes, you definitely give that push,
Yeah.
where you literally are that force behind somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was what God called you to do. And so it, like you said, everything just came back in full circle. And you forgot the value that you had that could nobody take away from you. And so just to see you using that and giving that to someone else, I just love it. I absolutely love it. What do you have coming up with 2017?
Oh my goodness. Well, we have in October, that's our biggest event. We have something called the Bold Move event. And
let me stop you there. Speaking of the Bold Move event, we were there this past October. We were one of the speakers there to speak about, which we talk about a lot. We actually talk about your show a lot.
Branding your family for business.
Yes, branding your family for business. This was a very wonderful event. We were able to meet a lot of people who pretty much made bold moves like we did, and we were able to relate. And just to see Michelle in her mode, in her bold mover lady mode, it was very rewarding. And just to see people appreciate you and to give testimonies on how you gave them that push, it was very nice. It was a very wonderful event from the first day to the last. And so I am extremely happy and honored that we were a part of that. And so I can't wait for this year. So I'm sorry. So now you can proceed.
But you know what, before you go there, Michelle, when you said you are planning something for October 2017, that's key, because that shows planning. People don't plan for the future, and so we're just in January, and you're in the midst of planning for an October 2017 event. October 20th event. So how awesome is that? So that's key. But go ahead, tell us about your October.
And so the Bold Move event happens in October, and it was originally designed to give people who are transitioning out of being employees to being leaders, business owners, to give them those entrepreneurial skills. And so we talk about sales techniques and mission development, but because the problem is never with your hands, it's what's happening in your head and your heart that needs to work. And so we have the Bold Move event, and we empower, we promote, we showcase different businesses through vendors, and then I really love our awards banquet.
I like that as well.
I eventually want to award the 50 over 50. I eventually want to be able to give awards to 50 people who are over 50 who could always choose to stop, but who keep going.
Oh, I can't wait till I get to my 50s and be to receive an award for that.
Stop. Just stop.
Like we just said a minute ago when I stood up.
Just stop. But I like how that you do that in October, because you said that is a very significant month for you.
I lost my job.
And it just, so when you plan this event and when it actually comes, does that take you back to that space of where you were before? Does that, no, it does not?
What it does is, and I am a woman of faith, what it does is it redeems that space, because that space became the start of what I consider a real season of depression and questioning and stuff like that. And so every year when I do the Bold Move event, it redeems that space. It says that wasn't for nothing. This is what comes out. The fiscal year for Sepia Prime Woman starts October 1st.
Wow.
That is the start of our fiscal year.
Wow. Tell us about Sepia Prime Woman.
Sepia Prime Woman is a consulting firm. And one of the things we do is we started out helping women-owned businesses to develop strategies for what they should do. A lot of times you have all of the skills to create a business, but you don't know how to put them together in a way that is a real business. And so we started working out. Somebody may have been an administrator, and By the way, when you are 50, 45, 50, it is expensive for companies to hire you. It is much easier to
because
get
you require
somebody.
more.
You require more,
absolutely.
you know more.
Right.
That knowledge has value.
Mm-hmm.
And companies would rather opt out and hire somebody
Right.
who's younger,
Right.
pay them less money,
Right.
and mold them to
Right.
fit their standards.
Right.
Well, so when you're 45, 50, what do I do with all this? I was just an administrative assistant. I was just a secretary. Well, now, this is how we do this. Now we're going to use the internet to create a virtual assistance company for you. And you are going to provide services to companies that don't want somebody full-time, but who will pay for your skills. We can do it all through PayPal. You don't even have to see them. And so it teaches women to think like that. But then we started getting other people who wanted our services, men and younger people, because millennials, what I really love about your generation, see, we were taught, go to school, get a good job, stay there until you retire, make a happy life. Millennials like, I might work for you long enough to learn everything I need to know, but then I'm going to start my own.
Absolutely.
There is a new boldness. But
there is a new boldness.
One of the things I wrote my thesis on was blending different generations to create successful workplaces. Boomers and millennials have a lot more in common than they do different.
Well, look at this.
Exactly. And that is why.
And, you know, and that's one thing that I do appreciate with Brittany and I, our relationship outside of elegant behavior. It's just that, and you and I, we've talked about this before, you know, she brings something to the table that I may not have, as well as, you know, she brought, you know, the social media and how to navigate within that realm. And I brought, you know, corporate America and my experiences with corporate America.
And your wisdom.
And my wisdom. And so she's brought, you know, we both bring youth, but
I think class that in there every time.
Well, it is what it is.
It's all relative.
It is. And so, you know, that's how we are able to balance, you know, and I respect her opinion and what she brings to the table, as well as she respects mine and what I bring to the table. So
that is very true. That is very true.
But we're so busy dividing each other by age that we're missing out on the possibilities to create really successful businesses like you all are doing. You all are my poster children for, you can do it. I know two women, I talk about you all.
Oh, that's so nice.
Most of the people I talk to don't do anything. You all actually did the stuff I told you to do. Now you all have brands and radio shows and all makeup and all just stuff.
Everything.
It can be done.
It can be done.
It absolutely can be done.
Certainly it takes hard work. It takes sacrifice. It takes, you know, determination, passion. It takes all of that. And you know, we talked about this last week. You know, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to fall down, but dust yourself off, get back up on the horse and keep it moving.
It's all about making that bold move.
It's all about making the bold move.
What message do you have to, and not just millennials or people over 50, just people, what message do you have? But this is the start. This is just the very first week of 2017. It's out the way. I hope everyone was productive with that. But we are still at the very beginning. What is your message to people who just, whatever, either they're procrastinators or they just can't, they scared to get out there? What is your message, Miss Bold Mover Lady?
The reason we adopted the tagline, make a bold move for Sepia Prime Woman, is that in order to get it, you're going to have to exercise some courage.
Yes.
You can't get anything being mediocre except what you already got. And so everybody says, I want to do something different. I want to do something great. Well, I'm telling you now, that's going to require some courage. It's going to require courage to walk away from some people who feed your fears. It's going to require courage to consider an option that you hadn't thought about. So if you want to make a bold move and you want to do it without courage, it's not going to happen. So you're going to have to find your courage.
So courage is a really big thing.
But courage and bold are synonyms.
Yes.
Courage just has too many letters. And you know, the advertising people say all your words should be one syllable.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So tell us where we can find you. How can we get in contact with you? If someone wants to work with you, how can we get in contact with you?
Thank you for that. Well, you can go to my website, which is boldmovenow.com. You'll also see our magazine, Bold and Savvy Magazine, where there are two people here who write.
Yes, we are the
fashion.
beauty and fashion writers.
Yes, they are. And so boldmovenow.com, there's also there's a tab that says Working with Michelle, and you can click on that. It'll show you how to get in touch with me.
Absolutely.
But there's also other things that you can see. Everything that we do is about empowering people to find the courage to do what they were created to do.
I love it. Really quick, we talk about the Bold and Savvy magazine a lot. A lot of times we talk about it from the beauty and fashion aspect. Mm-hmm. Kind of give us a brief, just overall information about Bold and Savvy magazine.
Well, thanks for that opportunity. Bold and Savvy magazine is, again, when I started working with entrepreneurs, it's like, okay, you have a business, but who's going to know about it? Well, I have a background in magazine publishing, so I thought, okay, we'll create some good content and a vehicle for you to advertise your business. And so in Bold and Savvy magazine, you'll find tips about marketing, about strategies for your business. You'll get inspiration, because you do need some inspiration, but not too much. Most of us need more of a kick in the butt than we do inspiration. And you'll find that there too in Bold and Savvy.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, you're right.
But we also have political commentary. We have people who write either because they have business aspirations, but also we have people who write because of passion. On our next cover is a woman named Rita Wack, who produced a Maya Angelou documentary. Mm-hmm. And she is not a kid. She is in that bold mover space. And so those are the stories that we want to tell, because if we're going to provoke courage, we need to give examples of courage. And that's what we try to do in Bold and Savvy magazine.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. And I absolutely love, being a part of the journey and the experience. Neither my mom or I have any type of journalism background, or I went to school briefly for mass communications. But the fact that we have this opportunity and we can just just list this as another thing that we do. It is an honor, and we truly enjoy it.
And that was one of our bold moves, because like
it was a bold move for us.
We didn't have any experience, but you believed in us and what we wanted to do, and so it has truly worked out, and we enjoy what we're doing, and
And we've been doing very well.
Yeah,
we've been doing very well. Just a few things that we want to share with you guys upcoming for Elegant Behavior. We will be pretty much sending out a newsletter monthly on the 15th of every month. We will be pretty much talking about things that are going on with Elegant Behavior, our product, whatever events that we have coming up. We'll feature product of the month. We'll have reviews. We'll have promotions. If you want to receive this newsletter, go to elegantbehavior.com and subscribe to our newsletter. And we will definitely be making sure that you are in the loop and you stay in contact with Elegant Behavior. Also, follow us on all social media sites, Elegant Behavior, and download our app at the Google Play Store and also the App Store. And one last thing that we have is we are going to be having an official launch party, April 15th. It's a Saturday. It will be closed invitations, but we love to network with all type of like-minded people. So we are very excited for that, and look for that on our social medias. Michelle, give it to us one more time as to your social media sites and how we can contact you, please.
Great, thank you. My website is boldmovenow.com. You can find me on Twitter at Sepia Prime Woman. On Instagram at Bold and Savvy 1. We'd love it if you subscribe to our magazine. You can do that on the website. And that's pretty much it.
Yes, so please go to boldmovenow.com and subscribe to Bold and Savvy magazine. There, if you like the beauty and fashion tips, you'll see, my mother and I, and you also be able to read the other wonderful articles that the other writers have submitted as well. So it was a pleasure having you today. It was a really nice show. It was really, we always have a good time every time we see each other.
Yeah.
I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend and a prosperous week and a productive week. And until next time, it was Let's Talk Woman to Woman with Elegant Behavior.
Have a great weekend, guys.